I guess the Book of Revelation says that what is there 1,000 years of Jesus' rule or something like that. That's kind of why is it depressing? I don't know. So let's just say all of a sudden everybody suddenly decides they really don't want to control other people, and they just as soon run away from controlling everybody out of terror. We're fucking scared as fuck to control anything. And the world's, the world's, I don't know what it is. It's a very peaceful place. What? On one level. Well, anyway, I sure don't want to fucking do anything wrong. I don't know. At some point you get bored and you have to do something. Maybe I have no clue what's going to happen. But anyway, so uh, um, I have a story. We mentioned karma and stuff like that, and so just tell you a story about my background. There was an Irish Catholic. General Davy. Let me show you. This was okay. You can see why I'm really happy about this. I ended up in Goodyear. Okay, so for some silly reason, people assume I don't know math. I don't know what this is. I was kind of raised without a concept of. So I was like Dick Blind size, and I was also kind of like I did not realize I was inferior or some shit like this, right? It's like in Hanford, I was placed in a gifted program, right? Yeah, this is a fucking nuclear war city, and I'm in the gifted program, and I walk around and everyone's like, oh, he doesn't know math. And I'm like, what? News to me, what? Then I realized, no, I guess I don't. I don't know. I didn't go to MIT, and I do realize there are smart people and all that, but I'm certainly not, chopped liver. So so I go to where I'm at. What do you call it? 1985. This is kind of a cool story. I should tell you the whole story. It's a cool story. So we moved. Okay, I'll back up a little bit. So. Damn, I love telling this story. So I was in Mission Viejo. Fuck. I want to back up tell my whole life. Okay, so I was in. I'll start with we moved to Goodyear, 1980. Okay, not 1984, 1980. It was 1985. Not that it really matters. What Goodyear? I don't know why I'm laughing. Okay, so. What? Shit. It's the best year. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Why does this shit happen to me? Data point. Oh, man. Pretty fucked up. Anyways. Sagittarius. What? Okay, shut up. So nasty. The horse fucking one. That's just awful. Jesus fucking Christ. So fucked. Okay, so there's my gay brother Keith or some shit. It's like into science fiction. For a phase of my childhood, I was like into science fiction, like the science fiction fantasy shit. And there was a book. What was it called? Triton, I think that's what it is. It's about discovering some world around, discovering life inside a hollow ball or some shit around Jupiter, right? And they got these, for some gay ass reason, they had these horses that had they had to have 2-part sex. The horse parts gotta get fucked, and then the human parts gotta get fucked. Oh my god! At the time, I don't know. It's sometimes you get punished for your sins. And perhaps I should not have been reading these. Kind of like, clearly I might have, maybe I fucked up reading these, I don't know. But it's history now. So like, let's just say, well, I've been known to masturbate, and I could be fucked for various reasons. There's any number of reasons why I'm in a bad situation. I hope I'm not like totally fucked. Like, I don't know, man. Like fundamentally, like what, for example, if I should have kept my mouth shut, I don't know. I just don't really know. So like, so anyway, so at the end of the day, you just kind of, what, man? All you can do is whatever, man. So like, what are we doing? I forgot what I was doing. So like, discipline. You're a brute. No discipline. Okay, let's try it. Okay, like there's this thing, right? I discovered, like, you can get like stoned, and like you're in a state where you're like locked into being stoned, like just tripping balls, and you're like incapacitated. You cannot function because you're just like tripping balls because it's going higher and higher. And like I finally had to realize, hey man, like especially if you're like lecturing and you're like talking to the world, you have to have the discipline to keep your fucking mouth shut. Okay, so that's just a tip. And like sometimes you're like using Linux, and you're like, how come it's like a little bit of error and I fucked up? And you use, like, I'm a good computer user, but every once in a while I've been known to get in these, let's just call them various magical trances or some variation on that shit. Like the enchantments, and like we have enchantments like, dude, man, can't you see this shit? How did they weave this blindness? I don't know how they did this weird ass shit. But anyway, like, so like, hey, Terry, man, words have meaning. That's a weird concept. I frequently say words and I forget they have meaning. And like, dude, you just said a word. Do you recognize what you just said? Like, does it really matter? Yes, it does. Are you serious? So like, hey, what if like we're not allowed to laugh? That's not very funny, is it? What? It could be. Hey, dude, man, you gotta like sober up, man. It ain't funny. Like, it's important. I don't know, just for fuck's sake. Like, we just get caught laughing, and like we're just too. I don't know. Maybe we're just Terry. Just for some fucking stupid reason, maybe I should just be like serious. Like, let's put on a serious face. Like there's a poser morality in my tribe. And what's Avril Lavigne? She's like, I caught you posing. Why don't you just be yourself? But on the other hand, each of these things you can respect in the human form. Like, acting is, you want to bring glory to your creator, right? And the human species, it's not all one-sided, right? In most of these cases, there are many, what do you call it? Opposing virtues. Let's say there's I don't know, it's not even this simple, but like, you realize that a big size is, some forces drive it bigger, some forces drive it smaller, some forces, each of the, any pain inflicted on the human species almost causes it to get better. Maybe if it's stupid pain, I don't know, like, don't inflict stupid pain, or I don't know what the word is, but in each of these things is a chisel. I'm not God, but like, one time I worried about the downfall of capitalism by, like, I don't give any fucks about anything under $5. It's just like, it's chump change, right? I'm just not gonna think about it. Like, but dude, man, you just caused the downfall of capitalism. Like, what are you talking about? Like, dumb money, man, that's dangerous shit, man. That can destroy civilization. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't realize. Anyway, so like, anyways, like, so one time I was accused of being a big waster. So like okay, so what are you talking about? Hey, but like, maybe there's a time to waste, like when it's not worth the effort. Like there's always a moderation of the mean, dude. Like I simplify my brain. Like Mr. Terry said, why should I distract myself with chump change? Like I'm a programmer. It's like I use a code profiler. What's wrong with this fucking virtue, you know? I got a clear head, you know? If you can go educate yourself what a code profiler is. It's like, dude, at least I have a concept of a code profiler. Why am I not allowed to apply my concept of a code profiler in the goddamn store? Because my time's got some value, doofus. Like, why I fuck around with fucking chump change? My time's got value. Fuck you, asshole. I don't give a fuck for this downfall of no civilization. Fucking, it ain't worth my fucking time. Hey, fuck you. So like, anyway, so where I at? I don't remember. Wait, so. So there's like you're like I've been in some weird trance. I'm like I've been through some experiences. Sometimes like stoned out of my mind, tripping balls. Like I don't know what it is, but like it goes away after a while. And sometimes I get better at getting the dog catchers got me about 12 times. Finally, I started realizing, dude, man, you got to try real hard not to get caught by the dog catchers, right? What do the dog catchers do? You go a little too bonkers on the street, man. You're going all fucking insane and manic and shit because you're bored out of your fucking mind. So what are you doing? I don't know. You're going over here and just for fuck's sake, let's just say, hey, there's no law against like just you're in a supermarket and you just for fuck's sake. What if I just like run? Just dude, why are you doing that? What is there a law against like running? No, you're freaking people out, man. And then all of a sudden the dog catcher's busted. It's like, why did I get busted? I just spontaneously decided to, let's just say, burst down the aisle and then stop. It's like, dude, man, why'd you do that? I don't know, just for fuck's sake, just felt like it. Some crime? What? Yeah, it freaks us out, man. All of a sudden the clamp down, motherfucker. I didn't know that was a fucking law. Piece of shit. You're like, you know, like for fuck's sake, you're like bored and you're like, hey, yeah, just go into the Circle K and just for fuck's sake say, hey, I don't know, maybe you want to you just get bored and you're like, how can I entertain my... I realized on some level this is like a military lab rat. Let's just say you got a military scientist who experiments on rats, or like if he's like cold-blooded, like on military personnel, and he learns stuff, right? Well, let's say you got let's just say you're a doctor and you're learning how to get your skills on the first people. Learn something like this, and like so just Terry's like bored, right? So the question is, who's the victim, right? So on some level, you just know this probably isn't right. Like, what's the karma for like? What's the karma for getting I don't know, fucking entertainment out of like a victim? It's kind of like a test subject, but like on some level, you can do it in a way that improves them. I think. I don't really know the degree of pain suffered. Like it is pain on some level because probably, I don't know, freak out, man. I don't know. I really don't like knowing this shit, man. Go away. I don't know, man. So shut the fuck, keep your fucking mouth shut, man. It's wrong to tell them the truth because they're like not capable of handling it. Dude, man, shut up, man. These poor people, man. Don't enlighten them. It hurts them. So, I don't know. What? Oh, crap, man. So, karma. What? Like, you know, this shit somehow comes back. Like, I was just thinking about an afterlife. Like, your soul is, what if, like, the universe repeats itself? And your soul is you in the next repetition. I don't know. So, like, you're supposed to believe in that church stuff just because, like, I don't know if it is or it isn't, but, like, I reached a point where I have a strong reason to do it because okay, so well, what do you call this? Faith has a certain virtue, right? You believe on faith. Well, I acquired, what do you call it? I don't know, like absolute faith. Like, there's this story, right? Jesus said, what's the word? Unless you build your structure on rock, the rain will come and it'll collapse. I'm like, dude, I experienced a total meltdown of my ability to cope with reality. And, dude, I was like drowning, man. I'm like, I had no ability to deal with reality. I'm just bonkers. So, like, okay, so, you know, not everything's like well thought out, but like, I had an instinct to repent hardcore to Catholicism when I first experienced anything contradicting atheism. It's like, I was like atheist for, yeah, I realize I probably some of that suffering in. Nevertheless, we are where we are right now. Maybe you shouldn't, you know, Terry's got a fucked up lot in life. And, you know, there's good things, but let's just say, all right. The good things in my life are maybe just roughly balanced with the bad. So you really got, well, whatever. So, what was I saying? Dude, man, they're fucking tripping balls. What are you talking about? What does that mean? I don't remember. Just for no particular reason, I like the Ballroom Blitz song, just because. Is that evil? Am I evil? I don't know. I just like it. So, like, is that a guilty pleasure? Obviously, any pleasure, man. Moderation. I don't know. Are you a coward? Like, don't you like roller coasters? No, I don't like roller coasters. Fuck you. I hate fucking roller coasters. Oh, you're mean, motherfucker. So, how about you just like, let's ride half your roller coasters, like, in your life. I don't know, because, like, you just take half roller coasters, and then you're just mean on the other half. How about that? Because that's a double order principle of mean. I don't know. Etc. Okay, never mind. What? So, and does that even? Terry, man, just stop. Sometimes I would say it's dangerous, man. Stop tripping. If you don't exercise some discipline for some silly ass reason, then, man, this shit fucking. I don't know. Like, what if I just brainstorm something that destroys the world? I don't know. Who's to say? So, okay, you must have control of yourself. So, after getting picked up by the dog catcher 12 times, I learned to pass the, let's just call it the field sobriety test equivalent of mental health. Like, are you intoxicated? And then you have to prove it with the field sobriety test, right? Well, are you crazy? And then you have to prove it by not doing anything too crazy for like a full 10 minutes. And you have to submit. Okay, so this is the field sobriety test of the dog catchers. You have to be able to pass this shit. So, like, in the hippies, man, I'm not really a hippie, but like my brother introduced me to Cheech and Chong, and he's like, the hippies had to pass the drug bust test or something. I don't know, but anyway, so my particular test was the dog catcher test. I had to pass dude, man, yeah, I realize you're schizophrenic, but you have one option. You either have to learn to pass this dog catcher test, or you are not allowed to roam the streets, and we put you back as a rat to be experimented upon. And he's like, I really don't like being a rat in the fucking mental health fucking experiment stage. I really don't like that. It's painful. I don't like this. You know, that mental health system, the one thing I do know, it's painful. Like, you take a job, they don't just give you any job. For someone like me, they got a job for you that the CIA picked. And it's painful as fuck. Basically, and that's not too far off to being what you call it, like I'm a runaway test subject for the military. And basically the dog catcher's on a leash, and he's got this rule that he can't pick you up as long as you can pass the dog catcher test. So there is law and order. So, but like, I got a disability check because, like, I earned it, okay? It was like $1,400. But, like, I got this thing about I can get donations. But, like, on the other hand, I only got a limit of 1,000 a month. But I can't really control the donations. So I'm like, dude, stop giving me fucking donations. Oh, crap, the motherfucker nuked me with $1 million donation. What the fuck I do now? And then all of a sudden now I'm like Templar. It's like the Templar Knights, man. They could, like, hey, bring on any fucking money. And, like, in the eyes of God, I have one obligation, and that's to use it wisely or some shit like that. Because, you know, I have a strict please God attitude. And basically you're supposed to say, hey, whatever resources you got, you're responsible for it. And fundamentally, I'm very guilty about one thing I do, just a little secret. It's like, okay, Mr. Templar has to fucking ditch his possessions, right? You got the monk shit, right? Mr. Templar's like, oh, fuck it, let's fucking throw it in the trash. I don't really feel like going over to Goodwill and giving this shit over there. So, like, on my level, I'm sort of a rich person in mentality. This chump change. What's the deal? So, like, for my analysis, it's chump change. And for my analysis, or for my soul, why did I just, like, use the thing that's going to win me the argument? For my soul, what this waste? I'm not wasting. It's chump change. It's not worth my time. It's my soul. Why I got to give to Goodwill? Yeah, I know it's like what my mama told me, like, go give it to Goodwill, but I just don't want to. Like, Danny's a black sheep, and that's his soul. And our tribe is awesome because each of our children might end up a different, what do you call it? In war games, or paladin games, they got the different classes. I don't know, just for this, I don't know if we should formalize it and lock it into any, maybe it's like a nuke just to, like, quantize it or some shit, I don't know. But anyway, so, like, because there's also the issue of, like, nonverbal. Let's say you just spend a hell of a lot of time alone. It's like, do you really need to, like, put everything into words? Like, sometimes you're, like, searching for a word, just ain't a word for it. And, like, do you have an incentive reason to even give a word for it? And so, like, you spend a lot of time alone, you can switch over to nonverbal thinking, It's like, it's not even worth pausing to fucking put it into a word. It's like, why would I do that? Like, yeah, I got a concept, and I'm at a loss for the word, but I really don't care what the word is, because I'm just going to move on. I find myself at a loss. I know there's a word, I have to search for it. And the question is, do I just say fuck it and just move on? Because, I'm operating nonverbal. I guess I'm a chimpanzee or some shit like that. But anyway, so, like, here's an interesting concept. Oh, fuck, man, I'm, like, getting all kinds of buffer over it. Dude, man, this is serious, man. You're defective because you're, like, ruining your presentation. You're getting all kinds of buffer over it. I'm dropping packets like a motherfucker. Shit, man. That guy is spewing forth, man. I can't fucking... Fuck. So you back up. Don't drop any fucking packets that are important, hopefully. So, where were we? Oh, fuck, man, I lost my train of thought. So I was saying, fuck. I got a clusterfuck of like dropped packets. So this is an example of a stoned state where you can cease your ability to function if you get a burst of just too many ideas. Pretty soon you're just overwhelmed with way too many buffer overruns, and you might think it's funny, but it can go on for a long time, and you can have a serious problem. So dude, man, there's like moderation in everything. Dude, man, I'm getting too much genius. It's fucking buffer overrun. You gotta fucking moderate that shit. Maybe it's discipline, man. You have to demonstrate control of it. What do? I don't know. You just stop. And you stop. Do you have any guarantee you did it right? No, I don't know. But continuing is definitely bad on some basis. So, I don't know. So, it's like, why don't I drink some soda? That's like a Templar logic. It's like, Terry, man, sometimes you just get locked into just fucking, like stoned to getting all the download from God or some shit. It's just like the bandwidth of the download from God is just overwhelming, and then you gotta say, dude, man, stop. I'm just gonna drink some soda. I don't know what's happening right now, but if you don't drink some soda, you die. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we killed them all because we downloaded Orgasmic fucking Revelation, and they forgot to stop for some water. Just for example. Oh crap. So what? Just funny. So fucking hilarious. It's not very funny. It was a happy death. Okay, so maybe that's what you do. I don't know. Maybe you're coming into a hey, we need, on some level, you have a justification to kill to make room for your babies. So, the space aliens invade. Just about 10 minutes later. No, what's the time of thirst or some shit? They pretty much extinguished all the humans. They all were blissfully wiped off the planet. Hey, we just need to move our people here. Thanks. And have a nice day. Okay. Damn it, man, Terry. Terry's fucking tripping. Okay, I think maybe we should stop. Just for there was something no, man.